Don't let anybody tell you that prescription drugs are safer than illegal drugs. They can be just as deadly, just as addictive, and just as illegal without a prescription.
These medications are highly addictive and can be extremely dangerous when abused.
Mixing multiple medications, especially with alcohol, can shut down your breathing and end your life.
This is the number of drug-related emergency room visits there were in 2009.
It's illegal to sell or share prescription drugs with someone else or have them yourself without a legitimate prescription.
Friends don't let friends that know the signs of alcohol and prescription drug overdose. If your friend is in need, don't hesitate to call this number.
Someone dies in our country this often from a prescription drug overdose.
The lifelong pain you cause your family, friends, and others when you lose your life to alcohol or drugs.
This is what Joey Rovero thought when he died of an accidental overdose on prescription drugs, December 18, 2009.
Hello, I'm April Rovero. I would like to introduce you to my son, Joseph John Rovero III, fondly known as Joey. Joey was born on March 9, 1988, into a family that simply couldn't wait for him to arrive. Despite the 14-year age difference between Joey and his older brother, the two grew very close during the years, and his dad and I simply adored him from the moment he was born. Joey loved sports right from the start, and he was highly competitive. While soccer was his primary sport through 7th grade, football became his passion, and he was a starter throughout his high school football career. Our family loves the outdoors, and Joey's dad and I have great memories of the vacations we took with Joey in Alaska, the Canadian Rockies, and various other national parks. Joey was a good student, and I would say his favorite subjects were history and English. He was extremely creative, and we were constantly amazed by the creative art, video, and writing projects he shared with us. Joey was an extremely popular young man. He had such an engaging personality, and he lit up every room he entered. Joey loved to laugh, and he was known for his jokes, daring spirit, and huge hugs. He was also non-judgmental and caring, and many considered him their best friend. Joey began attending Arizona State University the fall after high school graduation. He had no problem adapting to college life. He joined a fraternity and had tons of new friends by the end of his first semester. Joey was looking forward to graduation and starting a new career in just 5 months when tragedy struck. On December 18, 2009, Joey died from an accidental overdose of prescribed medications he had mixed with alcohol during a college party. Instead of returning home for Christmas, Joey arrived from Arizona in a casket. We buried him the day after Christmas, with hundreds of his family and friends mourning his loss. The death of our beautiful son has completely shattered the lives of everyone who knew him. Knowing Joey's death was completely avoidable has made it that much harder for us to deal with.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Gonzalez, and I'm a middle school teacher. And I had Joey as a student way back in 2002. And I remember Joey being a very solid student. He made good grades in sports, liked to play football. When I first heard of Joey's passing, it's difficult to lose students, and every now and then we hear of a passing of a student. But when it's something such as Joey's death, it really hurts, it hits home, because we're in the kid business and working with students and watching them progress in middle school, go on to high school, and pursue these dreams of a higher education and doing something with their life. So it's tragic. It's like somebody's punched a hole in my heart, taken a paper punch and punched a hole in my heart, because I think of what Joey could have done and what he had the aspirations to do. And that's really unfortunate. They say that parents should never outlive their children, or it's hard for a parent to outlive their children. And I think the same thing goes with teachers. It's really hard to hear that a student has passed on. There are many students in your life who are going to take a different direction, and that might be abuse of prescription drugs, and maybe they don't even see it as abuse, they just see it as recreational and something that they can really handle. But as a friend of a person who might be abusing drugs, it is better to not just stand by, but stand up.
I'm Dr. Tracy Trujillo. I'm a pediatrician here at San Ramon Valley Primary Care, and I'm one of the doctors who took care of Joey. And I remember Joey as being a healthy, athletic, and intelligent young man. And his impact of his death has really touched us all here at our practice, and especially the fact that we think about how can we do things differently. How can we avoid a young person's death? So it's prompted us to bring up the subject of prescription drug abuse. And I had first heard about his death through April, his mother, who founded the National Coalition Against Prescription Drug Abuse. When we talk about these prescription drug abuse that are mostly abused, these are the painkillers and the sedatives. Painkillers include OxyContin, Percocet, Vicodin. The sedatives are like Valium and Xanax. The painkillers that we mentioned that are a big concern, people take them because they have pain. Pain for after cancer treatment, or surgery, tooth extraction, for multiple reasons of people in severe pain. People who do take these that don't have these type of effects, or take them for to get high, for euphoria, to take them to a place where they don't want to be. One other class of medications I like to talk about are the stimulant medications. The stimulant medications include Ritalin and Adderall. These medications are designed for people who need medication to help them with their attention and focus. People who abuse these medications unfortunately take them for study aids and weight loss. And unfortunately, when they are abused and taken in combination with energy drinks, especially ones that have caffeine, this also can have what's called a synergistic or multiplier effect. And this can increase your heart rate and also your blood pressure. That could lead to convulsions. It can also lead to psychotic episodes. One important thing to remember is that these prescription drugs are prescribed solely for the person that they are prescribed for by their doctor. You should never share any of these medications because of the serious consequences that they will bring. We already talked about respiratory depression, hallucinations, seizures. You are responsible for your friend or someone who may be sharing these drugs with you. So we should never share these medications. There are people who legitimately need these medications, and again, they're closely monitored by their physician, and the point is, do not share medications.
My name is Kelly Morera, and I dated Joey Rovero on and off for about 4 years, starting my junior year of high school and his senior year of high school.
My name's Jessie, and I met Joey in high school. We graduated in 2006 together. I transferred to ASU and spent my last 2 years at Arizona State with him.
What first attracted me to Joey was his ability to just light up any room he walked into.
We have a big group of friends, and he was kind of the center of those friends.
He just could make me smile at any moment.
He was someone that you wanted to be around.
When I first found out that Joey passed away, I was just in utter and complete shock. And I found out through a very close friend of himself and me. He couldn't even get the words out, and when he finally did, my thoughts were just, why did this happen to Joey? How could this have happened to him? The next thought that went through my head was, has anyone told his family? And without even hesitating or thinking, I knew that I needed to tell them. The hardest part of it was not even getting the words out, but having to see their reactions.
You just never think it's going to happen to you. And when it does, it hits home. This isn't something that's going to go away. With time, I think it's going to be something that'll be here for the rest of our lives.
If there's anything I could have done differently, I wish I would have spoken up and not been so naive to the situation.
When you have friends that don't want to speak up about using these drugs and you want to say something to them, go directly to them. Express your concerns, express your questions. Tell them how you feel about it, because if you want to wait till tomorrow or wait till next week to do it, you don't know if tomorrow is even going to happen. There may not be tomorrow. Help them understand where you're coming from and how concerned you are with the topic.
It's just not worth it. And not only are you hurting yourself, you're also hurting the ones that are around you and the ones that care about you the most.
Each day you wake up, you have a series of choices that you can make. And I think what people don't understand is how small of a choice and how big an impact it can have on so many people around you.
So my name is Jim Hansen. I am Joey's older brother. Joey is about 13 years younger than I was. I was in 8th grade when he was born, the night that Joey died, or the night that we found out that he died anyway, is a little surreal. It's difficult to put into words what I was feeling. It's just, other than just non-belief. We heard the news from his girlfriend, and she said something terrible has happened and Joey's dead. We all generally knew why he died, and I remember thinking to myself, why would you do that? The impact on me, I think about him every day, and I think about how life would be right now if he were still here. He might be married, I could be an uncle, he could be living here at home, I could be playing Xbox with him on the weekends, or just hanging out with him, or playing football, or doing anything. And instead, I get to go visit him in his grave, and that sucks. There's nothing I can do about it. And there's nothing I could have done to protect him, or help him, or anything, because I had no idea. I had no idea what he was up to or what he was doing, and sometimes I feel kind of stupid for not. I think if there was anything that I could tell a teenager or even an adult or somebody who's thinking about using and or abusing prescription drugs, just one word: don't. It's not worth it. Understand what it is that these drugs do, and make yourself knowledgeable about the impact. Because once you start down that path, it's a long road to get away from it.